What if the people you walk past every day aren't entirely human? What if cameras around the world have already captured impossible encounters, proof that reality itself can bend? Some vanished in the middle of a sentence. Others walked through solid walls or floated above the ground as if gravity didn't apply to them. From headless strangers to silent saviors, these are not urban legends. They were recorded on camera. Real people. Impossible stories. And once you see them, you'll never look at a crowded street the same way again. 1. The basketball player who bent reality. The crowd was electric. Just another game, cheering, shouting, lights flashing across the court. Then it happened. A simple shot. A routine move. But in slow motion, something was wrong, terrifyingly wrong. The player's arm stretched, not slightly, but far beyond any human limit. Smooth. Natural. As if his body was made of something else. It wasn't a camera glitch or distortion. It looked real. Too real. Viewers who analyzed the clip frame by frame were horrified. The stretch was fluid, almost serpentine. For believers in the reptilian theory, this became one of the most chilling proofs ever caught on tape. 2. The cyclist who vanished into thin air. It was the perfect day for adventure, two friends racing down a mountain trail. The sun above them, the wind at their backs, one recording with a GoPro. Then, in a single instant, one of them disappeared. He was there 1 second, flying down the hill. And gone the next. His bike hit the ground, riderless, as if he'd simply evaporated. The friend behind screamed his name, braking hard, scanning the trees. No movement. No sound. No trace. Only silence. That video still circulates online, haunting those who watch it. Some say it's a glitch in the Matrix. 3. The fading boy. In Dallas, a man checking his home security cameras noticed something strange. A young boy pedaled calmly down the street, stopping briefly near the driveway. Everything looked normal until the boy began to fade. His body grew transparent, lighter, thinner, and then he was gone. The bicycle rolled to a stop on its own. Neighbors swore they had never seen the child before or since. It was as if the camera had captured a ghost, or maybe a memory that wasn't supposed to exist. 4. The ghost doctor. It was an ordinary night at the hospital. Quiet. Routine. A security guard sat watching the monitors until he suddenly stood up. He greeted someone invisible, took notes, even nodded as if following instructions. Minutes later, he called a nurse to check something. But when they reviewed the footage, no one had been there. The guard had been talking to thin air. When confronted, his face went pale. He described the person perfectly, a senior doctor who used to work the night shift. But that doctor had died months earlier. From that night on, no one at that hospital felt safe during the graveyard shift. 5. The girl who defied gravity. Deep in the frozen forests of Russia, a man was walking his dog when the animal began barking wildly. The man followed and froze in disbelief. There, in a small clearing, a young girl floated several feet above the ground. Below her, an older woman watched intently. Rumors say she was her mother, and a witch. The man's camera trembled. He gasped, snapping a branch underfoot. Both figures turned toward him and vanished into the forest. To this day, no one knows who they were or how that girl could fly. Before we continue, if you love exploring strange, unexplained events caught on camera. 6. The man who tried to open a portal. A dark park. A man in a black hoodie, walking slowly, as if searching for something only he could see. He stopped near a bench, and then the ground began to glow. Lights pulsed beneath his feet, flickering like signals from another world. Was he opening a portal? Sending a message? No one knows. Seconds later, the lights vanished, and the hooded figure walked away without showing his face. The footage remains online, fueling endless debates. What was he trying to reach, and did he succeed? 7. The scientist who teleported. A busy highway. A truck speeding down the lane, seconds from disaster. Then, a man in a white lab coat appeared out of nowhere. The driver swerved, barely avoiding impact. But when they rewound the tape, something impossible appeared. The man had been standing safely by the roadside until the exact moment the truck passed. Then, he simply stepped forward and materialized in its path. Some believe it was teleportation gone wrong. Others think it was a fragment of overlapping realities, a scientific experiment we weren't meant to witness. 8. The woman in red who lost her head. In Mexico, security cameras captured a woman in a red dress walking calmly down a quiet street at night. At first, nothing seemed unusual. But as the camera followed her, her head began to flicker, then distort, and finally vanish. Her body kept moving naturally, completely intact. No other object or person in the scene was affected. Technicians reviewed the footage. No errors. No tampering. Just 9. The Shadow Guardian. He was just crossing the street like any other day. A car came speeding toward him. There was no time to react. But in the blink of an eye, someone appeared. A dark, blurry figure grabbed him, pulled him out of the way, and vanished instantly. The man froze, trembling, realizing he should be dead. One moment, he was seconds from impact. The next, he stood safely on the sidewalk, staring into empty air. Who was this mysterious rescuer? A guardian angel, or something much less human? 10. The Headless Stranger. In an abandoned train station in Indonesia, a lone tourist recorded something he will never forget. Across the platform stood a motionless figure. Something was horribly wrong. It had no head. It didn't move. It didn't react. It simply existed, as if it belonged to that forgotten place. Terrified, the tourist ran without looking back. To this day, he swears what he saw was real. Some places are deserted for a reason. And perhaps this station is one of them. 11. The Doppelganger at the basketball court. At first glance, it looked like an ordinary photo, two children near a basketball court in the Philippines. But there was a problem. There should have only been one. The picture was taken during preparations for a local tournament in 2003. Behind the main child, a dark figure was captured running full speed through the court. No one had seen her that day, not before, not after. The shadow cast no reflection, no shadow of its own. Its body was unnaturally dark, even under full sunlight. Locals called it the clearest apparition ever captured in the Philippines. A spirit? A glitch in reality? You decide. So, what are we truly seeing in these clips? Glitches in reality? Ghosts in disguise? Or something far more mysterious, beings that walk beside us, unseen, until caught by a lens? One thing's certain. Cameras don't lie. If you've ever witnessed something strange, something you can't explain, tell us your story in the comments. Do you believe these were real, or just tricks of the light? And don't forget, like the video, subscribe to Fact Theory, and keep your eyes open. Because the next mystery might already be watching you.